Right. Ronnie, you're up.
Hey, 1 second. Thank you. Friday, October 17th, 2025, while the people were at Man Fisher's getting a meal.
Ronnie, is your mic on?
Oh, yeah, I can start over.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Friday, October 17th, 2025. While the people were at Man Fisher's getting a meal, people's belongings were being taken, literally stolen. Even if someone was there watching their stuff, it was still taken. The people went to City Hall to ask how to get their belongings. John said to go to Team 1 building, which no one was there, and Team 1's building office is never open. I got word and tried to go to City Hall around 3:15. I started calling the city, the PD, Todd, anybody that would clarify on how for the person to get their belongings and blankets for the weekend. No one knew what to do or who was in charge. Connie said, the city administrator said, have to go down to meet someone at the container. Connie said there were following the rules that were put into place. Team 1 was to go down to the container and could release property. Then Connie asked, is that how it works, Mark? Mark said the other thing was that he was told by Sergeant Duncan they wanted to identify the people who own the property because there's a ticket involved for littering, which is $1,000 or more. I asked for some kind of documentation for what is the protocol from Connie. Connie said she doesn't have anything. She said there's no documentation. She said there's nothing in writing that she knows of. I was told to call Todd. Todd told me the container was full and toxic, and when his employees opened the container, it almost put his guy in the hospital. Todd said it was not safe environment for anybody and to wait until Monday. Todd said he's not super involved with it. Today's Monday, 20th October 2025. Finally, today we were able to meet at the container, and I thank the chief for being a witness and being there with Mark. When showing up, the container was not full, was only a quarter full maybe, and it wasn't toxic. I went into that container and I touched those belongings, and I did not become sick either. The grant for Mark was to end June 2025. The city council, which is all of you, have adopted to keep him hired until the end of this year. I'm not sure if you're putting that into the next year's budget also. I'd like to be aware of the budget coming up for 2026. So we can be informed and share the information. But it was approved in December of 2024, which I wasn't keeping up. And so now the city council is responsible for Mark's actions. You're stealing the people's belongings. I will be back next meeting, and there needs to be a standard operation procedure. Thank you.
Thank you. We do hold budget workshops, Ronnie. The public is welcome. The next one is Monday at 6 o'clock. about the things that go on. And
This-
then
This
the
next
budget will be passed in December.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Can I have ask a question about that? Do we have standard operating procedures? Or do we not?
We don't, we're trying to figure out what works, we didn't budget anything for it, we've talked with committee and stuff, we thought that container was a great idea. We did have some feedback that it wasn't a safe spot. It happened on a Friday, it was late, everybody's in the middle, so, I just don't know how to get everything, is it reasonable that if somebody leaves something, we pick it up, we're gonna go chase it back and forth? I don't think it is. But there probably does need to be something of how we're gonna do it, where they're gonna come, I agree.
Well, I'm guessing that even though she's referring to stolen, it's probably left littered in the public place, am I correct?
I would assume yes.
Okay.
I would like to correct that. The people go to Man Fisher's for
Ronnie,
lunch.
come up here. Okay, thanks.
The people go to lunch to eat 4 times a week. Maybe less, to Man Fishers. They're the only people that have ever fed these people for years since I've been here. And they've fed the most people in this community. They have friends that sit there and watch their stuff, so it's still occupied. The incident that I heard that happened on Friday was somebody was taking somebody's stuff. They were going after that person, so they left this other person's stuff attended. That might be the possibility or not, but it's not unattended for very long. And Mark Doney knows that the people go to lunch there, and he waits and watches, and he goes there. Probably every day they go to Man Fishers on a weekday and tries to take those belongings. I have documentation, video of him saying it, the city saying it, that he's the one that's taking it. I've been complaining for over a year, especially when he was trying to run for a county commissioner. Looking up at his background is very disgusting, and I'm disgusted that you guys would hire somebody once again from being fired from their own city council in Grant County, then go to Douglas County being an officer and being let go, and then now is under our chief and the city council here in OMAC. I don't know how many times I got to get declarations. There's some laws I'm going to be coming up with the next time you see me, and we need to work it out. There's no shelter available. These people are sleeping out in the bushes. No blankets this last weekend because we couldn't retrieve them on Friday. Those people, after they had lunch, came right to the city and asked, how do we get our stuff? And nobody was available at Team 1 office. That office is closed all the time. This person's getting paid $60,000 to volunteer. There's no workers under him that I've ever seen or that kept up. This is your guys' thing that is affecting the people of the community. And it's not just the homeless people. He took at my belongings that was at the park. I was standing right there and he took my belongings. I said, hey, drop that. So he dropped it. And I also made a complaint. I don't even think I heard anything back from him. I'm not sure. My broom and dustpan, everybody's trying to help clean up possibly sometimes. But literally those belongings, especially during Man Fisher's days, is not being abandoned. They're not littering. It's not trash. It's ID, food, belongings, blankets, pillows that you guys are all trying to throw away. And this has been going on for a while. And I'll just remind you, in April of this year, when I went to Man Fisher's, the people out on the street that have to live out there were carrying his picture around, warning everybody on the street that he is harming people, belittling, taunting, and stealing their stuff. It needs to stop. There needs to be a protocol, and it needs to be taken care of the right way. The sheriffs had to go get a resolution, I've already mentioned this, to get a container to stop the people from having a homeless camp under the bridge in Oroville. They could not touch that stuff until they got a resolution. So I expect somebody to take some proper actions in protecting all of our community, which means the people that have grown up here, that live here, even though they don't have a home. Thank you.
And I just can add for clarity, so OMAC Municipal 1304260 states you cannot store personal property in the public places of OMAC. And that's why Sergeant Duncan had it removed. That's been on the books since prior to 2006, so it's not a new law. That's what guides our park rules. And, you know, again, it is a violation of city code to leave property in the parks and to camp in the parks under 250.